Alright. Today we're going to look at some mole to particle conversions. Alright, this one says how many atoms are in 4.0 moles of iron. Okay, so what we do know is we have our given is 4.0 moles of iron, so Fe. So let's start with the given over 1. So we have 4.00 moles. Mol is abbreviation for moles. Don't think molecules, it's moles of iron. And over 1. Alright, so now you're going to have to find a unit that crosses down from this one to this one. So what we know in 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. So let's go ahead and write that down. Let's choose black. So 1 mole of anything, not just iron, any element, 1 mole of that element is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. This is also known as Avogadro's number. So in order to calculate how many atoms there are in 4 moles, you're going to take that and multiply it by the amount of particles in 1 mole. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Let's say, I guess, atoms. Since they're using atoms in here, we'll use atoms down here. Atoms of iron. It won't always be iron, but in this scenario, it is iron. And let's put that over. And this right here, this is equal to 1 mole of iron. Because in 1 mole of iron, there's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Alright, let's go ahead and punch this into the calculator. So we got 4.0 times 6.02 to the 23rd. Alright, so we got 2.408 times 10 to the 24th is our answer. Is what we get when we plug that into the calculator. 2.408 times 10 to the 24th. And let's check for sig figs. So this one says 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs. Alright, so we're going to use 3 sig figs. And in this case, we have 1, 2, 3. We look to the right of the 0. We see 8. The 8 tells the 0 to go up 1. So our answer is going to be, let's put it in red, because that's how many particles. Our answer will be 2.41 times 10 to the 24th power atoms of iron in 4 moles. Alright, so basically what this says is in 4 moles of iron, there are 2.41 times 10 to the 24th atoms in 4 moles of iron. Let's take a look at another one. So let's clarify some things first. So we know that in any mole, a mole of something on the periodic table, anything, let's say in 1 mole of chromium, there's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. And atoms could also be known as molecules or formula units or particles. So if you were to see formula units or molecules or particles on the test or quiz, just know it's the same thing as atoms. So don't get scared if you see formula units on your next chemistry test question. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. So this time it says a neon sign contains 5.95 times 10 to the 22nd formula units of the gas. How many moles of neon are in the sign? Alright, so this time we're given formula units first, so they're giving us the amount of atoms first. So we'll start with that over 1. So we got 5.95 times 10 to the 22nd. And then atoms. You want to make sure you usually put formula units, but to save some space, I'm putting atoms. Atoms of neon. And if you're wondering where I get the Ne from, that's just the symbol of neon on the periodic table, number 10, Ne. Alright, and you're going to put that over 1. Always put your given over 1. Alright, and now we're looking for something, 2 things here that are equal to each other that we can relate down here we can relate to atoms of neon. So what we can do is so the unit up here will eventually be what we're looking for. So we're looking for moles of neon. So we would put in 1 mole of neon there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of neon. Sorry if you can't read that, but that's just atoms of neon. Alright. And if you don't know where to find that number, Avogadro's number, usually on any periodic table it has it in there. So particles, Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles per mole. And in this case, if you punch this into the calculator, if you do 5.95 times 10 to the 22nd times 1, and then divide that by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, you'll get 0.0988372093. Alright, now let's look at sig figs now. So this one, where is it? Okay, so this one, if you put that on a test, I say this a bunch, but if you put that on a test, you're probably going to get it wrong. So this one has 3 sig figs, 1, 2, 3, and this one has 3, and you want to take the least out of both of them, but since they both have 3, we'll just use 3. So now you want to start with, you don't want to start at the 0, you want to start after the 0. So 1, 2, 3. You look to the right of the 3. The 3 tells the 8 to stay. So your answer will be 0.0988, and I forgot to cancel the units out. So these cancel out since they're diagonal from each other, and the unit you are left with is moles of neon. So you're going to bring that down into your answer. So moles of neon. Alright, so that's your answer. And essentially what this is saying is in 5.95 times 10 to the 22nd atoms of neon, that is equivalent to 0.0988 moles of neon.